Well, hello everybody, and welcome to my house. For those of you familiar with our little channel, I've taken you to, quite a few little weird places camping. I like to camp in strange places, Devil Anse Hatfield's yard, or with bulls, or, in a coal mine filled with bears. I don't know why. Snow. Knee-deep snow, thunderstorms, for some reason. I don't know. Fun. It's fun though. Anyway, I have a trip for you guys today. We are off on a little adventure. Again. Yes, he's off again. I am out today. I am not far from Mate 1, West Virginia, a little spot that I scoped out not long ago. I knew it was here, but hadn't been here in many years. And was talking to a friend of mine. He's actually chief of police up here in Mate 1, West Virginia. Asked him about camping down here. Yeah, sure, that's what it's for. It's for recreational. The only thing we ask is that you leave a lane open so that we can get an emergency boat in, just in case we need to. Something happens. It's a boat ramp right down here. It's a primitive one, primitive boat ramp. Kind of rough right now, kind of rocky, where the river was up. Hasn't been redone yet, as you can see, but it is, you could launch a boat there if you had to. And you've got deep water going up, some shoals right here, more deep water down below. Anyway, we'll call it a camping trip, but it's probably going to be more like extreme boondocking, boondocking level 10. That sort of thing. I didn't bring a tent, as a matter of fact. I brought a great big gazebo, a garden gazebo. And my plan, like I said, I didn't bring a tent. I've got a great spot though, don't I? Got a great spot. But anyway, my plan, I forgot to tell you. I was talking to David about this, and I was telling another one of my friends, hey, I was talking to David. He said, I can camp down there. Well, you can certainly camp down there. Well, what do you mean? It's mine. I own it. You can camp down there if you want to. Okay. Well, that's even better. Law enforcement said it was okay, and the owner said it was okay. May have to get a little bit creative, but that's what it's all about, right? You get out and have some fun, get a little bit inventive, let that side out just a little bit. Let it out to play. But anyway, I guess I better get off here and get started. I need to get to work. It looks like from the shadows, the sun is right here right now, behind that tree. So I've got that much time to get me some shade, because it's going to be full sun until I'm going to say about 6:30, when the sun goes right back behind that tree right there, somewhere in that neighborhood. So I will be out in full sun. This is hence the shade, right? We did plan for that anyway. Okay, all right, let's get to work and see what we can put together. Let's see what we can cobble together. Figured I'd grab that on video as he went by. It was my buddy Keith taking a bunch of people. Started to say tourists, but I don't know. Some of them could be local. I don't know. Anyhow, they're heading down the river on the airboat. It's called Hatfield McCoy Riverboat Tour, Airboat Tours. Yeah, I'll get it right in a second. Look at that. River right back to normal. That's pretty cool though, ain't it? I'd love to have one of those. Shallow water, they don't mind. They like that stuff. But we are getting there. I'm running out of shade. You can see the sun's up here on the bank, but I've already got a little bit of shade of my own set up, and I think we'll be okay. I've still yet got a lot more to do. I'm just now getting going on my camp. I wanted to go, you know, you're tempted. You're sorely tempted. You know, the fishing rods are on the other side of the tent. The bait is in the cooler here. You're tempted to just go ahead and just throw some chicken liver in there and worry about this stuff some other time. You know, worry about this later. You can't do that. You know, I can fish in the morning or tonight. And if I don't get this done now, it's going to be full sun here in a little while. It's going to be a little bit too warm to be working. But the good thing about these is you can take whichever side, you know, is shady. If, you know, the sun's over there, the sun will come right through there and set back this way. So I can leave like this one open to the shady side, and then, you know, as the sun moves, I can just swap out, open this one, close that one, let the breeze blow through. Got my little ceiling fan installed, and I've got another one too. I've got another fan, but I don't think it's gonna be that hot. You know, I just threw them in the truck since I already had them. You know, they was right there, so I went ahead and threw it in there too. But we are getting there. I've almost got me a little house set up. We are getting there. What do y'all think? Hang on. Meh, not bad. I mean, not exactly a tent. It's kind of like a little one single room out of a house. You know, just sort of sitting out all to itself. This company called Seesii, they contacted us several months back and asked us if we would be, you know, willing to review one of their little mini chainsaws on our channel. Absolutely, I would love to. I've always wanted one, never quite got around to getting one, and it wasn't real expensive. This was much cheaper than a lot of the other brands. And you know, I got to looking, and yeah, sure, I'd love to have one. Guys, you've seen all the videos I've done lately with all the big piles of firewood. This thing did all of that. I did all that stuff with this little saw right here. It has absolutely killed it. I just recently put the second chain on. I didn't even bother with sharpening the first one. I was in a hurry and, you know, just swapped them out real quick. But I have cut unbelievable amounts of firewood with this little saw. And like I said, they're very inexpensive, but it really did do a great job. Anyway, they sent me an email about a week ago. Hey Leo, we've got something new that we want to see if you would like to try out on your channel. Yes. I would love to try out your new saw on my channel. So they sent this puppy out to me. Now this one is both. It's 2-in-1. It's a little one like that. You just remove the pole. This connects to the battery directly, or you can put it on the pole and it extends up to 16 feet. Check that out. How wicked does that look? Hang on. I used it once. I used it once at the house. I had to try it out. Just charged the battery up and took it out. And we have a big willow tree in the front yard. And I told Heather I went out and tried it on the willow tree. And she said, you know, how'd it do? Did you take that limb out? I said, I took them all out. And it wiped out all of the stuff that I've been putting off and just went out to test it. And I got all of it. It got all of it. But I will be using this one this trip, and the little one will be back up this trip. This one has double the battery. It has a 4,000 milliamp hour battery on it, and that one was, I think, a 2.0, and so this is double the capacity, the battery. So yeah, that should do much better. I noticed this one has the fitting too, where you can use some chain bar oil on that chain. So yeah, that should help a lot too. So yeah, I'll be using that this whole trip to cut up all of my firewood, and for the next little while, foreseeable future, I'm sure we're going to get a lot of use out of this puppy. I have zero doubt. So thank you very much, Seesii. And that's their name right there. That's what it looks like. But before I do any of that, there is one thing that I want to try before, I tried the saw out. I want to try one other thing just to see if it'll work. Part. I might be saying it wrong. I could be. It may only work at on the Red Sea too. I didn't think of that. The Red Sea may be the only place that'll work. Didn't think of that. But yeah, I guess if Seesii's willing to send me to the Red Sea so I can take the Seesii saw, and we'll see if the Seesii saw can split the Red Sea. We'll see. Let's see you try that 10 times real fast. I know what you're thinking. Damn. I am too. I didn't think it'd be that smooth. Alright. Anyway. Alright. Yeah, it looks good though. I'm very much looking forward to trying this puppy out. Yeah, she's in full sun right now, isn't it? That's the only thing I didn't like. No shade. Even if I used this side, and put everything on this side, you'd only have shade a little bit longer in the morning, but you would get an hour later or so in the evening. It didn't help. But yeah, I see some right there, some wood. Down trees. There's some easy to get to stuff. That's my favorite kind. Good chunks. Lop some pieces off of those. Looks like some slightly aged oak over here. I'm not really sure what this is. That looks pretty good, don't it? Nice little deep looking spot. I would say there's some pretty good fish in here if somebody's went to the trouble of fishing, fishing in a place like this where you have to climb down. There's usually a reason. Deep little spot right below the shoals too. There's that big pile of firewood. And here's some more too. Shouldn't have any trouble. Okay. Somebody been fishing all the way from up here. There's no way I could fish with the line dropping 20, 30, 25 feet. I couldn't do that. Some people, they fish off of piers. I've seen, Santa Monica Pier, that kind of thing. I can't even imagine fishing off of something like that. I like to be down low where I can have the line down near the water. You can see what's going on. Ain't got much of a view under the water. That little bit of line's all you got. You need that. But there's a little bit of junk from the flood. Look at that. Anybody need a slightly used USB cable? C-wire. Alright, I'll throw that one away since I picked it up. I feel guilty about throwing it back down now. Okay, well, I guess let's get my saws out, or get the saw out, and we'll see about getting some firewood cut up, see how it does, and get ready. It's going to be a long day, long night. Should be a lot of fun. Hopefully. Yeah, we'll throw that away later. I feel guilty about it now. I done picked it up. Alright. Okay. Moving on. Firewood. Okay. We got some nice pieces right here, right behind the tent. You can see it over there in the distance. And we're down here by the river that wouldn't part. And I've got the pole out and just the battery directly on the end of the little saw, and we are ready to give him his first test. It will work on it. Very clean. Hardwood too, well, not quite a hardwood, but fairly hard. Let's see what else we got. That's the same kind of wood there. This looks like this ain't all that old. That one isn't. We'll get him where we can actually use a piece of it. Like butter. Like butter. Let's see, there's a big one. Let's see how we do there. Just for testing. Ate him right up, didn't it? Huh. That'll work. That will work. Alright, get me a few pieces sliced off, stack them up over here, and then drag them back to camp and chop everything up real small for the little fire pit. Look here, just happened to notice this. Happened to look down. The bear track, there's deer. What else was it? Deer. There's one right there, two. It's actually three. There's an old one, a little more fresh one, and that one's looks about 2 days old. There's a little bit of junk down in it. You can tell it's been there a minute. It's not like super fresh or anything. But yeah, that's a bear trap. Cool. Very cool. Right here at the camp. I'm like, there's always a bear near me, in there. Wherever I go, there's always a bear. I'm like, I attract them. nice little stack. So far so good. Same battery. No doubt. Well, it's almost right at 2 o'clock. Yeah, 1:57. And the sun is up. It is midday, but we got we got the fan going, got the shady spot going, kind of hang out a little bit. I figured watch a little TV, head up to the fishing spot a little later once the sun quits doing its thing. I figure what's the point, you know, of bringing power and TV and internet and everything if you don't watch TV, right? What's the point? So yeah, figured I'll watch a little TV and fix a little dinner later, go down and do some fishing, and probably wind up staying late. So that seems like a pretty good plan. I think we'll go with that. Check this out. I did want to show y'all something. Look at these. Look what I found. That one's hollow. I have no clue what this is, but look here. This one has like glass in it. You can see through it. Hang on. Let me get in the sun. Look at that. You can actually see through it. It's got glass in the middle of it. I have no clue what this is, but it looks wild, don't it? I was just throwing little bits of broken glass and happened to pick it up. That is wild looking though, isn't it? I'm not sure what that is. Alright, let's sit down in the shade in front of my fan with my fancy rocks and my cold drinks. Near as I can tell, I've got everything done for later. I've got all my firewood cut and got my little fire pit put together and fishing equipment ready, and still got a little bit of, you know, put away things, and GoPro quit. As I was saying, still got more lights to do, but other than that, we're pretty much ready for evening. Alright, let's kick back and watch us a movie and see what we see. Got access to everything. Prime, Hulu, you name it. Got all of it. Okay, alright. We'll see y'all in a few. Well, it looks like something is about to happen. Looks like I'll probably sit here and not get any bites, but that's something. Anyway, we'll find out, won't we? Got my liver, got my tackle, rods all set up. I didn't do that, by the way. That was already like that. How cool does that look? Looks pretty good. But yeah, we seem to be ready to go. Well, we are in there. Oh, look at there. There's a little bite right there. It's little ones there out when they ain't out that far. Still a little bit early in the day. This is the one I'm watching. It's out in deep water. But we'll take a bite on either one, won't we? Hello. Foot's a little close to that one, but we can make do, I guess. A good looking spot, isn't it? Very nice looking spot. Even if we don't catch any, we'll still think it looks like we should have caught some. Hopefully we'll catch something. Not like it'll be another turtle. I've had a little bit too much luck with turtles the last couple years. A little bit more luck than a person would want. And it's like that saying about, you know, that life gives you lemons, you make lemonade. What do you do when you got an ocean full of lemonade? Now what? It's kind of like that. Still getting a little bump over here. Of course, it has to be smaller ones. Like I said, that one ain't out that far. And I don't believe it's that deep right through there. Turtle maybe? Small fish? Huh. Yeah. Look at yonder. Get it out of your system. Not in the weeds. No. Fierce little dude, ain't he? Come on. Watch him go. He's really, he's fighting up a good fight, ain't he? Fierce little dude. Come on. Oh, looks like a sucker. Okay, there you go. He popped off the hook. Perfect. That's exactly what I wanted. That is exactly what I wanted. I'll take it. I could have got him on the bank if I wanted to. I'm counting it. It counts. Okay, no. I guess not. We didn't get him all the way out. Now I can't count him. Ah. Oh well. Okay, well, at least something's biting. Alright, bait back up. Well, it's getting pretty nice out here now, ain't it? The sun's gone. It's already behind the mountain. And before you know it, it'll be getting dark. I've still got my fishing poles and one of my little folding chairs and tackle box down at the river. But I figured I'd come up and fix something to eat and hang out a few minutes anyway. Got me a little fire going. You know the rule. If you don't have a fire, it's not a camping trip. So, you know, we play by the rules. Got to get a fire going. But I've got me a nice boneless ham steak ready to go, and some garlic Parmesan green beans. I had these once before on another trip. They're really, really good, especially you get them seared a little bit. Got my movie all ready to go. Got it queued up. Don't want to get it too hot, too fast. About right there. And got my movie queued up. Watching one of the Marvel movies. Ant-Man, the new one. So, yeah, just kind of kick back, fix me something to eat, watch a little TV. Got my fans going. I got that one going and that one going directly above me. It don't look it in the camera. I'm looking in the video, but it's going a lot faster than that. Trust me. I can feel it. It feels really good. But I got a remote for it. You know, turn the light on and off if I need it. And light up there, and of course I've got me a lamp over here and another, you know, various lanterns and things like that. So light shouldn't be a problem. But I guess we are just about ready. It should be getting close to. There we go. Look at the size of that thing. That will work. It's a monster, ain't it? How big is that thing? A bit of water everywhere. Almost a pound. That will work. Okay, all I need to do is get that good and brown. Throw those in there and sear those in that ham juice. That should be really good. Ham and garlic Parmesan. It sounds, yeah, that sounds real good. Then we'll watch a little TV, have some dinner, and head back down to the river in a little while. See what happens. So far so good, y'all. So far so good. Check out my view out my window. That is really cool, except for there's a piece of tin on the other side of the river right over there. Other than that piece of tin, It's pretty much a perfect view out the window. Look at that. Somebody up on the highway up there. Alright, let's get some dinner done. Okay, well, dinner's ready. Got my movie paused. What y'all think? Big chunk of ham and garlic parmesan seared green beans. What do you think? I know the ham's good. I snuck a bite while I was waiting on the green beans. Very good, very juicy. Big bite of ham. That'll work. That's a nice little meal. That is a nice little meal. Guess I'm done with that. Okay. Still steamy. Look at that. It's really good. Okay, let's watch our movie. My fire's doing good. Everything else seems to be right on track. We are in full nighttime mode now. It's about 11:30 and got a few good lights out. In theory, the GoPro doesn't do real well in low light, but it seems to be okay. Got Guardians of the Galaxy on. I was watching that, but let's see here. Almost a full moon. Can't really see it, just a little dot, but trust me, it's up there. Got me a nice little fire going still. There's a couple, the older couple. They were down earlier, and we're talking about fishing. And they came back down earlier, and I figured, I get to do this junk all the time, so I went ahead and gave them the good spot. Came back on up to camp, and I just can't hang out at camp, watch movies, and relax. Have me a nice evening. Maybe do a little bit of fishing in the morning. See how that goes. But so far so good. Like I said, everything's going really well. It's nice and dark out now for sure, isn't it? Very dark. Just got a little bit of light, around camp, but it's pretty bright. It looks good, doesn't it? It's from outside. It looks decent. Looks decent. Like a little room. Not bad at all. Okay, let's see. Guess I need to start getting ready for night. Trick birthday candles. Okay, that should be fine. We've got plenty more wood. We'll just let that simmer a little while. Kind of hang out, watch some more TV. Just let my fire simmer. Yeah, moon coming up. That should look pretty cool when it gets up a little bit higher. I think I'm going to try to get the Apple out and see if I can't get some pictures. Should be some good pictures, nothing else. Can't get GoPro. It's right there. But on the GoPro screen, it's just a little teeny dot. That's all it is. Alright, what's it look like? Let's see what the tent looks like. Eh, kinda shows up. Alright, let's go get the camera. I'm gonna try some nighttime video on the Apple. See how it does. That big full moon, look at that. Right over top of it. Look at that. That looks really good on the screen. GoPro don't do that at night. It does great in the day, but it don't do that. Let's see. And it gets dark over there. Yeah. Needs a little bit of light. Something to work with. That is really pretty though. Wow. I'm kind of shocked at how pretty it is. Look at that. And got TV. Haven't heard the bug zapper get too many. He's, you know, and looks good though. Looks pretty. Nothing else. Alright, that should be enough video for a good test. About 2 minutes, a little over. Well, good morning. About 9 o'clock. I hope you all slept well. I slept, we'll say okay. Remember I was telling you about, the nice older couple that, I let them have my spot, the deep water. You got the deep water here from there, shallows. There's another deep one on down, but it's pretty good ways. Anyway, I let them have the spot. And I was thinking there's, a couple hours, right? 7 o'clock. Surely they ain't going to be there that late, right? No, it was after midnight when they left. And somebody else showed up after they left, just a few minutes. I was thinking, well, maybe I could go down and, catfish for an hour or so, before going to bed. Sitting here kind of, thinking about it, I could just grab my stuff and, I took it, went down and got it, brought it back up. I was thinking, well, I could just grab my stuff and run back down there with it real quick and see what happens. About that time, I heard a pickup truck coming in, and it was 3 dudes going down there fishing. They stayed a couple hours, and it got quiet for a while. I went to bed, and just about the crack of dawn, 2 other guys showed up in a little boat, and they're still out there somewhere. I don't know where they're at. They, took back the truck down. They didn't have a trailer. It's like a 12-foot John boat, and backed the truck down and launched it right out of the back of the truck, and took it back up and parked it. So yeah, it's been pretty busy. I was very surprised at how busy this little spot really is. I mean, we're not in a town, we're in between Mate 1, West Virginia, and Williamson, West Virginia. Just a random spot on the side of the road by the river. And yeah, it's actually, I have all my spots on Google Earth GPS tagged, and I usually name them, give them something that's, appropriate, so that when I hear that name, I'll remember exactly where that spot is, right? I've got Fried Chicken Hill and Catfish Camp. Y'all, some of y'all know I've heard about that one before. Catfish Camp is a 2.0 now. But anyway, I'm calling this one Grand Central Station. I've decided I'm naming this place in my Google Earth. I'm calling this Grand Central Station. It might be all right, for winter camp. If you're out playing, having fun, you got the diesel heater and, you're just having a ball, far as fishing goes, see, the thing about the fishing here, guys, as far as the fishing goes, now if you're bassing, you know, you got some lures or you got Helgamites or whatever, you know, something like that, these shallows would be a good spot to go bassing. Catfish, you want deep water. This is the only deep water spot here, right there, right in that corner where the river comes down and turns. That's the channel. Comes down that way and then crosses back over toward the Kentucky side and goes down. And that's the only good spot here. The thing is, it's like 50 stray dogs on a pork chop bone. You know what I mean? that's what it's kind of like here. It is, yeah. It's everybody's after the same thing. You know what I mean? It's a pretty big area here, you know. Don't get me wrong. Everybody that comes here is after the exact same thing. That fishing hole. I think this one, like I said, I think this one may be relegated to the winter camping list. When it ain't so busy, when that fishing hole isn't drawing people like flies. Anyway, all right, enough about Grand Central Station. It's about 68 right now. It's starting to, thinking about it. As soon as the sun gets over, though, it's supposed to get right around 90 today, maybe a little bit more. We'll see. But hopefully, I plan to be gone by the time 90 gets here. I plan to, I'm gonna hang out a few more hours, and I think I can load up pretty quick. I don't have I've had more stuff out, put it that way. I think I can load this up fairly quick, pack everything, and the panels take longer than anything else, than the bed, all that stuff. The panels, you have to fold them, and I'm one of those people, unfortunately. I have to fold things correctly. The corners have to match. When I fold them up, I can't just fold or wad them up, for God's sakes. No. Oh, God, no. We can't wad these up. They have to be folded properly. Everything, the bed, the whole 9 yards. It's just my little OCD tick, I guess. All right. We'll hang out for a while. We'll go with that option. Hang out for a little while, enjoy the day, enjoy my little fire, the pretty view, soak up some of this atmosphere, and get ready to head out a little bit later. There's a deer sneaking through camp. It's right there in the weeds. I just watched it come right there. It looked over, glanced over at me. I didn't move. It kind of snuck through the weeds, right over through there, silent, completely stealthy. Did not hear even the slightest sound. He didn't want to be heard. Well, she. That is some stealth, y'all. I saw right here when it came by this tree, it looked at me, and other than that, it got looked up, put its head down, and just poof, back behind the weeds and gone. No sound, nothing. Very stealthy, very impressive stuff. Okay. I thought it was interesting anyway. Thought I'd show it to y'all. Check out that view. That is pretty, isn't it? As most of you know, on our channel, on our little fishing trips, we usually have a ceremonial releasing of the survivors. That's Heather brought it up one time and we started. It's the night crawlers that make it through the trip. You know, they were raised on a farm and risked everything on the hook, you know, for a chance at freedom. So, you know, you kind of got to let them go. You know, usually I'll pick a spot and release them and wish them well and all that good stuff. But we didn't use any night crawlers this trip here. We used chicken liver. So, hang on. This trip, we're going to do it a little bit different. We're going to have the ceremonial releasing of the chicken liver. Not night crawlers, chicken liver. Be happy, chicken liver. I hope you have lots of chicken liver babies. Live long and prosper. Alright. Back again. Hang on. Figured I'd throw the bait in. You know, may as well. Yeah, he's very loud. Anyway, figured I'd bait the hole, feed the fish. Just thought I'd make a spectacle of it. That's all. But anyway, it's still been a great little trip. I've had a lot of fun. Goof off a lot, play, you know, carry on. You know, just come out in the middle of nowhere and set up a little house and play for a while. But got internet and everything. I've had the Starlink on pretty much the entire time. You know, it's wiped out the battery, but I don't care. You know, it's even when I didn't even, you know, the TV, I didn't have it plugged up half the time. When it's off and plugged up, it still uses 10 watts. So I usually unplug it when I'm not watching it, and just really didn't get around to plugging it back up very much, I guess. But anyway, I've got one panel down and one panel halfway down. That's as far as I've made it on my pack up so far. That, now I got to the cooler. Oh yeah, the liver. We need to do something with the liver. What are we going to do with the liver? Oh Lord, what are we going to do with the liver? Oh, let's ceremonially release the liver like we do the night crawlers. Throw it in the river. Feed the fish. Bait the hole. Win, win, win. That is a sweet little ride, ain't it? Heather, I want one of those. I think I need one. I'm pretty sure. Wonder if there's some airboat dude out there might want to sponsor me. Oh well, we can dream, right? Well, I'm getting there, as you can see. I've let the sun get up to where it's trying to do its thing, and temperature's coming up by the minute. Keith just stopped here for a second. We have some fans on the boat on his tour today. Pretty cool. Keith had a couple of our viewers on his tour today, and he was telling them I was down here, so they stopped to say hello. How cool is that? Imagine that, camping out. A boatload of people stopped to say hello. Alright. Now I was looking at these. Check this out. These rocks, remember these I found yesterday? That lines up perfectly with that one. Stripes and all, lines up perfectly. That is really wild though, isn't it? It's glass inside there. And like I said, you can see through the thing. Is that not crazy? I have no clue what that could have been. Looks like it's melted, don't it? Looks like it's been through the ringers. Rock in it or something. Maybe quartz. Who knows? I'll keep this one as a souvenir just because it's unique. Nice little souvenir. Just about done. Just about. The last few pieces to load. Almost time to say goodbye for now. Alright, let's finish this off and we're almost done. Well, we're all packed up and ready to go. Got the air conditioner running and ready to pull out. It's a pretty spot, isn't it? Very pretty. Be nice if you had like a kayak or, you know, canoe or something, a small boat. That would be an awesome spot to camp out. But just for camping, you know, here and fishing in the river, probably not the best spot I've ever, you know. It's a good spot. It's just a little bit busy for, you know, only having one good fishing spot, and everyone knows everyone knows it's there. Okay, well, I guess we are just about done here. I hope y'all enjoyed this. I hope y'all enjoyed our little trip today, our little adventure, extreme boondocking on the riverbank. I had fun. You know, it's nice to have y'all along. You're formally invited back next time. It's nice, you know. Kind of like you get used to having the GoPro camera camping and stuff, and you just kind of feel like everybody else is with you. Kind of adds a little bit. Check that out. Is that not pretty? That's where those people were swimming at yesterday. That is a pretty spot, isn't it? Alright, we're up and out of here. And guys, thank y'all for coming along. Very much appreciate y'all. Hope you enjoyed the trip, like I said. And we will see you next time. Next little adventure. Leo out. I do believe this is the most vehicles I've ever seen here. Alright guys, we are back out on the main road and we're gone. See you next trip. Made a special stop by the road. Get something for Heather. Yeah, ain't that cute? I know it.